Are you sick and tired of waiting for your manifestation? Are you sick and tired of feeling like you must do techniques? You must get your manifestation game done. Are you sick and tired of being on a long journey? Well, then this is the video for you. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? If you're new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and I am obsessed with getting what I want. So is my Poops. Poops is my dog. I'm obsessed with manifestation. I love talking about it. I love helping people manifest. I love making this simple. And if you're wondering what an HBIC is, it is the head bitch in charge of your reality. And you can change that B word to any word that resonates with you, okay? But if you are interested in figuring out how do we get out of this feeling like I've been on this journey forever. I'm sick of techniques. I'm sick of doing shit. I just want to feel better. I want to feel different. I want to know confidently that my manifestation's coming. I'm sick of this feeling, Kim. I get it. That's why I'm recording this video for you today. But first, some basic bitch. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithKimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens that just went by. I have 2 channel memberships where I go live with my channel members on here on YouTube twice a week, every single week. I go live with the exclusive lives group every single Tuesday at 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That is a zhuzh only group. If you're new here, zhuzh just means pump you up, keep you motivated for your manifestation. We share success stories, tips, and tricks only in that group. And I have the Friday hot seat / group coaching where I go live with them on Friday mornings, 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That's the group where you can come on in and ask me something specific about your situation. You can get yourself in that hot seat. If you join that group, you have access to both groups. I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper. I would love for you to join me everywhere. Again, if you are new, I would love for you to subscribe and come back and see me. I really would appreciate it. And also, if you are enjoying my snazzy little personality, you could always join me on my other channel where I talk about everything but manifestation. Well, sometimes I talk about manifestation over there. And it's called Kimberly's Other Life. Literally all the information on how to connect with me is in my Dropbox below. Okay? But if you're new, why don't you subscribe? Subscribe! Come back and see me and let's be friends and let me know that you subscribed because not everybody tells me. So sometimes I just don't know because YouTube doesn't tell me everything. Yeah. And if you are enjoying my content, I would appreciate a like on the video. The likes make the video get out there so that other people who are probably in their own shitty little circumstances, this is like a ray of hope. It's a ray of hope, the ray of hope that you probably experienced when you first found manifestation. So giving my video a like gets it out there so we can help other people and grow our community. Enough of the selling myself. Let's jump into today's video. So today's video is all about when you feel like you've been on the journey a long time. And I believe the comment I received was, if I have to say another damn affirmation, I am going to spiral so bad I won't snap out of it. God, how I feel you and I resonate with you. And listen, we get discouraged. Manifestation can feel like a struggle sometimes. I know that. That's why I share my personal experiences with manifestation because I know it can. I know it can feel very discouraging, especially if the 3D doesn't look like it's changed. Or if it doesn't look like anything is happening, no matter what you're manifesting. I know it's very, very discouraging. So this video is because, listen, Neville talked about this. Neville did. Yeah. And although Neville is like the granddaddy of manifestation, even though he was not the first person to talk about manifestation and changing our mind and who we really are, but Neville is who a lot of us reference, but it doesn't mean I follow everything word for word, because I'm my own individual, just like you are, and we get to change the rules for ourselves in our reality. But we got to keep it real. We got to keep it real. When we are feeling really, really frustrated, first of all, the most important thing to know is our feelings are always valid, right? We're not wrong for feeling frustrated. You know, it is what it is. We are human and we are having a human experience. And sometimes that experience means we feel frustrated. We feel all the emotions and feelings that we have. So I want you to know that it's normal. It's normal to fluctuate through feelings. Yeah. But I think it's important to know that it kind of is what it is with manifestation. In other words, when we are experiencing things we do not like in our 3D, again, feelings are valid. We don't have to pretend we like something when we don't like it, but we are allowing that 3D to be in control of us in those moments. And with manifestation, that's the whole idea, is to not let the 3D dictate to us who we are. And we don't believe every single thing we are experiencing in the 3D. We deny our senses. And there goes an earring. I'm going to take the other one out. There we go. We deny our senses. That's the idea of manifestation, is to get to the place where we can deny our senses. You see, the senses, right? The senses we experience with this human body is for the 3D. It's to get around and function in the 3D. So when we are continuously identifying as a version of ourselves that doesn't have our manifestation, that is what it is. That's who we're being. And I know that's frustrating. I know it is. But let's say you're manifesting money. If you keep identifying that you are poor, you are broke, every time you get a little bit of money, something else pops up. I know some of you resonate with that. SP isn't changing. They're never going to come back. They're never going to choose you. You know, if you do have a soulmate, they're in Antarctica. They're nowhere near you. Love just isn't meant for some people. Maybe it's not God's will. Maybe it's not meant to be. All the shit we identify with. And we decide that's who we are with those beliefs. And this is a journey of breaking habits. Breaking the habit of being that very limited version of ourselves. And there's no getting around it. There's no getting around that. That's an is what it is. We gotta stop identifying as the ones who don't have what we want. We've got to choose differently, and there's no getting around it. And I don't care if you're frustrated today. Today's the day you're going to stop telling yourself that it's not working. Today's the day you're going to stop telling yourself that you're just not meant for whatever it is you're manifesting, or that it's taking too long. Or I've been on this journey a million trillion years, and it's never going to end. I'm so frustrated today. Yeah, you're human. Your feelings are valid, but today's the day we're going to stop. Because if we don't break the habit of identifying as that, then we're not going to get what we want. And we want what we want, and we deserve what we want. We are worthy and deserving of that. Quickly, before I read this little piece for you, I want to say too, listen, I hear it all the time. And Gretchen, I don't want to say that this was not from the comment. This is just coming from some sessions I have had the last few weeks. I know we get so adamant in our belief that we couldn't have created what we're experiencing in our 3D. You know, I know that when SPs are showing up in a shit way, and maybe they've said something that has hurt your feelings so much, and I'm sorry for that. I know that sucks. And this isn't blaming or shaming. But when you are digging your heels in that there is no way you could have possibly manifested that, because you never ever pictured that person behaving that way. Babes, I believe you never had that individual thought. I do. But yes, we did create it. We did manifest it. And we manifested it from our belief. So it's not your fault that it manifested. I believe that you didn't have your individual thought. I believe you. But if there's a part of us that doesn't feel chosen, doesn't feel good enough, isn't identifying as the woman or man who knows what they're worth and what they deserve, and unconditional love is one of those things you deserve. If we're not identifying as that, if we don't see ourselves as good enough, more than enough, in my opinion, then it can manifest in all sorts of ways. And I know that can be very frustrating. Very frustrating. But this isn't about blaming and shaming yourself. It's just about see how beliefs can manifest in all sorts of ways. So instead of fighting and living in the denial of how we're having these experiences, let's choose differently. Let's listen to Neville for a minute. Well, listen to Kim reading Neville. Now you will see the wisdom in the words of the prophet when he states, "Let the weak say, I am strong." Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Man in his blindness will not heed the prophet's advice. He continues to claim himself to be weak, poor, wretched, and all the other undesirable expressions from which he is trying to free himself by ignorantly claiming that he will be free from these characteristics in the expectancy of the future. Such thoughts thwart the one law that can ever free him. Kimming that down for you. Some of you argue for your limits. You dig your heels in while you're arguing for those limits. I'm sorry, if you keep identifying as someone that is broke, you cannot be surprised why the money hasn't manifested. If you keep identifying as someone who can't have love, or this SP is never going to love you, never going to choose you, or better yet, when you're sitting there and replaying arguments you had with SP, and now you're having inner arguments, telling them off. I get it. That was me. But you are identifying as that version. You are identifying as the version of self who's in the middle of telling SP off. So therefore, we are claiming that SP is still old shitty self. That's our blindness. That's our level or a layer of ignorance. We are blind to it. For some of us, it's hard to believe that we've manifested what we manifested, and I understand that. And this can be a big pill to swallow when we are, really taking a look at what we're experiencing. But we've manifested it. We can revise it, but we are accepting it, and we are moving the fuck on, and we are identifying as who we need to be, which is the version of ourselves that's having whatever it is you're manifesting. There is only one door through which that which you seek can enter your world. I am the door. When you say I am, you are declaring yourself to be. First person, present tense. There is no future. To know that I am is to be conscious of being. Consciousness is the only door. Unless you are conscious of being that which you seek in vain. I don't think tense matters. As long as what you're saying implies to you that you're having your desire, that's really all that matters. However, that phrase, I am. It is that I am. And whatever you're choosing to say after that, that's who you are claiming to be. That's who you are identifying as. So when you're claiming I am not lucky, or, good things don't happen for you, or if good things do happen, you then worry about what's the next bad thing that's going to happen because you're not used to good things happening. Something bad always has to happen. These are all beliefs that got to go. If you judge after appearances, you will continue to be enslaved by the evidence of your senses. To break this hypnotic spell of the senses, you are told, go within and shut the door. The door of the senses must be tightly shut before your new claim can be honored. Closing the door of senses is not as difficult as it appears to be at first. It is done without effort. It is impossible to serve two masters at the same time. The master man serves is that which he is conscious of being. I am Lord and Master of that which I am conscious of being. It is no effort for me to conjure poverty if I am conscious of being poor. My servant, poverty, is compelled to follow me, conscious of poverty, as long as I am, the Lord, conscious of being poor. What are you putting your focus on? If you're putting the focus on what you don't like, or what you don't see in your 3D, what you're not happy with not seeing in your 3D, or what you're unhappy with actually seeing in the 3D. If your damn focus, awareness is out here, you are under the spell of your senses, the hypnotic spell. That's not what we want to do. We need to become conscious of being the you that has your manifestation. You've got to be conscious of, I am rich. I am a multimillionaire. I might not see or experience millions with my senses in this moment, but I'm choosing to put in my awareness, my focus, my attention, my consciousness of being a multimillionaire if you're manifesting money. I might not see SP showing up exactly the way I want today. I might not feel like I'm in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship in this moment in my 3D. I might not be feeling it, seeing it, hearing it. But I'm going to put my focus on that because I know I can have that because I got the word of God, universe, higher power, source energy, moonbeams, subconscious mind. I've got the power of that within me right now in this moment. My words matter. I am the version of myself in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. That's who I am. That's where my focus is going. So therefore, I become conscious of being that version of me. So therefore, because I have full dominion over this 3D, it must push out here. I must have that experience. So I will not be caught under the hypnotic spell of my senses. I am more than that. I am pure, unadulterated consciousness, and my word goes. My word is powerful, and I'm saying I am new self, and no one or nothing can get in the way of that. So let me put my focus, my awareness, my imagination on me being that self. Period. Instead of fighting against the evidence of the senses, you claim yourself to be that which you desire to be. As your attention is placed on this claim, the doors of the senses automatically close against your former master, that which you were conscious of being. As you become lost in the feeling of being, that which you are now claiming to be true of yourself, the doors of the senses once more open, revealing your world to be the perfect expression of that which you are conscious of being. Can't you see? Can't you see? You have been under the spell of your senses. You've been putting your focus more consistently, dominantly out here in the 3D. And for most of you, you know that means you're focusing on what's not here yet and what you don't like. If we keep that in our awareness, that's who we are conscious of being. So because you have full dominion over your experiences, over your manifestations, over your 3D world, then whatever you're sticking in your awareness dominantly is who you are conscious of being. So therefore, this out here must tell you, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. You appear to be conscious of being a broke-ass bitch. Let me give you more of that because I am under your dominion. I must do as you say. I'm at 3D. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You are deciding to be the version of yourself that doesn't have love and your SP doesn't love you, isn't choosing you. Yes, you may have that. Let me give you more experiences of SP showing up like a twat for you. That's the 3D. That's how much power you have. But some of you are allowing yourself to be completely controlled by your senses. And that's the last fucking thing we want to do. It's one of the first things we need to let go of on our manifestation game. And some of you are being a little bit lazy about that. Just a little bit. Don't fight your senses. Instead, go in a room all by yourself, shut off the lights, shut off the technology, and just close your damn eyes and think about you having your imagination. Don't worry about having a perfect picture. Don't worry about a perfect affirmation. Just get into your imagination and think about you having whatever it is you want and focus there. And as you do that, as you keep bringing your focus, your awareness back to you having your manifestation, you are shutting out the 3D. You are shutting out your senses. And you are making whatever it is you're focusing on in your imagination. I'm telling you to focus on you having your shit. You are making that dominant. You are becoming conscious of being that version of yourself. So therefore, that will show up. But sometimes we need some discipline, and you know it. And you know it. And discipline means if you're watching videos, when the video stops, you don't roll back to being old shitty self. You don't give in to checking your phone to see if SB texted yet, and then getting upset because you don't see something. Or checking your bank account and getting pissed because there's not $1 million there yet. That's not you being disciplined. That's you giving in to old habits. You got to own it authentically. Own it and choose differently. Stop letting the 3D and your damn senses rule you. You are supposed to be ruling them. Okay? So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.